An eargasm of learning in a no-fuss show. Welcome to the Creative Talk Podcast, where you can learn straightforward topics about branding, digital entrepreneurship, online business, and many more with your charming host, John Santos, along with inspiring entrepreneurs, creators, and thought leaders worldwide.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Creative Talk Podcast with me, John Santos. And today we have a very, very, very special guest. And when I say very, I mean it. He's a superstar, an all-around performer. And guys, for all the viewers out there, I'm going to read this because our guest for today, again, he is a total performer, like superstar, way up there. An actor, singer, and host. Guys, listen. Philstage Gawad Buhay nominee for Best Lead Actor. Wow. All right, that's one. I'm not done yet. Aliw Award and Gawad Buhay nominee for Best Featured Artist. And the list goes on. Guys, we are going to end the podcast if we're going to continue recognition for our special guest. I am a fan. 250 and growing. 250,000 and growing followers on TikTok. And you can see that there are, people that love him so much and what he do. And I'm one of them. I'm a fan. I love the content that he creates. He's very humble in spite of his, superstardom.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Well, our special guest for today, guys, the Reb Ranger. Reb Atadero, welcome to the show, my friend. I am amazed. Thank you. Welcome to the show.
Hey Jan, thank you very much for having me. I don't know what I did in my past life to deserve such an introduction. Wow. Thank you. I've never gotten an introduction like that. I feel like a wrestler. Thank you.
No, but Reb, I'm more than a fan. I feel I'm so proud of you, bro. Of course, our fans, our viewers and listeners know that I'm half Filipino and you are a Filipino. And reaching that stage, it's not easy. And, you're doing a great job making noise, reaching out, widening your reach, both in traditional media and in the digital age. That's the reason why I'm so passionate. And bro, I love you. I love what you do. Continue really making a difference and helping people. Guys, I am not promoting Reb, but please do check him out. Go to TikTok. Go to TikTok right now and look for him, and you would see why he is such an amazing content creator. But more than that, he's an awesome and humble human being. Reb, having said that, I'm putting a lot of words out there, and they know that I'm a fan. But for those who are not aware that you exist, maybe they're living inside a cave.
There are a lot of caves in the world.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, for all the listeners and viewers, who influenced you or what influenced you to be in this position of greatness? I mean, you're really out there. Give us an overview of, who Reb is, your story. The floor is yours, my friend.
Wow, thank you, Jan. Okay, so really, I started in performing. I started performing in high school, but the performances that I did, I started singing. I knew I could sing since I was young, but I didn't want people to know that I could because I was really shy. I grew up very, very, very shy. Like it was crippling. And I couldn't talk to girls and stuff like that. So, it's just...
Really?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe you, bro. I don't.
I get that a lot. And it's really a crippling fear of crowds. and a crippling fear of people hearing what I have to say because I might be wrong. And it's always the biggest obstacle that I had. And then, I got to sing, and then people said that, okay, I like your voice. So I started singing, and I got I got into a band, and then I got into college, and that's when I got into theater on a dare. I actually got into musical theater on a dare. A friend of mine pushed me in front of this booth, and he goes, "I dare you to sign up." And I was like, "What's this?" And he goes, "Oh, I know you sing. It's just called musical theater." And I literally just look at him, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'll do it. And it's just that. I said yes, and the rest is history. And I started performing in college. My first production was in 2006, and I've been doing this for 16 years now. So yeah, it's something that I've loved. And then the pandemic happened, right? The pandemic happened, but right before the pandemic, I performed. I was lucky enough, I was fortunate enough to be part of this production called Ang Huling El Bimbo, which became such a huge hit here in the
Love that.
Philippines. And it features the songs of the Eraserheads, which is like the biggest band in the history of the country. And I got to perform there, and it was an amazing experience. And then the pandemic hit, and because the pandemic hit, I'm in the entertainment industry, so we got shot basically. The industry was shot, and everything had to shut down. So I had to reinvent myself. I had to think, right? After the first few months, I had to reinvent and go, okay, so what can I do? What is it that I can do? And I know that I can perform. But before that, I also knew, and this was what I was afraid of way before, right? I was afraid of people having to hear what I say. But funnily enough, when I was in my 20s, early 20s, I was actually literally 20. And one of my directors, who is a mentor of mine, her name is Karel Mangaliag, and then she convinced me. She had a company that does motivational speaking, and she convinced me. Why don't why don't you join me? I'll see, assist me in my talks, and then maybe you can speak too. And yeah, and that's what I did, and I did that for about a year and a half. So that really helped. That really
Wow.
helped with my confidence of public speaking. So I brought that back during the pandemic. Part two, Electric Boogaloo, and then that's that's what happened. I started nerding out online and sharing that with the
Mm.
skills that I picked up along the way.
Reb,
This
were
whole
you not? Sorry, were you
Yeah.
not afraid? I mean, you're an artist that operates in a, well, back then we don't have the distinction of traditional media,
Mm.
right? You
Right.
were performing in a theatrical
Mhm.
base entertainment, and you're doing good, and then boom, it happened. The COVID hit, everything, like
Mhm.
what you've said, everything were shut down. Were
Mhm.
you not afraid? Of course you don't know what to do, right? Well, share us your feeling at
Oh,
that moment.
felt lost really. The first few months, it felt like, it was like, whoa, extended vacation from school. So that felt great, right? Like I mean, felt great in a sense. Of course, there's a deadly pandemic. It didn't feel great. But what I mean by felt great is I could rest. The blessing was I could rest from all the creation. And again, this was on a very personal level. I don't mean to belittle any other person's experience, but I had just come off of running a show for 2 years, so it was a great it was a great opportunity to be able to rest, right? But then after that first, oh God, month, that's when I started feeling, okay, now when does this end? Okay, that not this month. Okay, maybe the next 15 days. No, still no. Oh my God, what am I gonna do with my life? So it started just kind of, it's like a downward spiral from then on, and it was full of it was a feeling just filled with despair and uncertainty. And because of that feeling, I was able to commiserate with
Mm.
my fiance, who's my fiance now. And we got to talking, and we were like, let's just try something online. Maybe we can still do something,
Right.
still feel alive or feel like ourselves.
Mm.
So that's what we tried, and we got into content creation, and yeah, that's sort of the germ that started it. So
Wow.
it's out
Wow.
of despair and strife, in terms of being an artist and not being able to do it.
I love that. I mean, of course, we celebrate your success, that turning point, but there's a lot of artists in that position that didn't make that transition, right?
Yeah.
It could be, the age gap or
Hmm.
the craft in
Yeah.
that setting. But now let's focus on that transition. You really are amazing in what you do.
Oh,
And
thank you.
no, really, guys. I know numbers is not everything in social media. I mean, I'm a fan. Our supporters knows that I'm against vanity metrics. But then, guys, when you go and see the content that Reb here is creating, let's say for TikTok, it's you can, I mean, there's some of the video that he's, silly because that's his character, but you don't go and see him like dancing sexy things, showing some skin. He might be thinking of doing that. but you will not find it there. And I'm not discriminating those content creators that create those approach. What I'm trying to say is there's a thought process behind, there's values, there's learning. Of course, it's wrapped in an entertaining approach, and it's really connecting and making a difference. Now, having said that, Reb, I
Hmm.
know our listeners and viewers are excited how to stand out. I'm included. How to stand out from the crowd, and in the context of you being a content creator, an actor, right?
Hmm.
In this generation, we have a lot of social media platforms
Yeah.
competing against that reach. If you're in TV, radio, blogs and everything, everybody wants to be on the camera. And
Yeah.
what do you need to do to win? The floor is yours, my friend. I'm excited.
Thank you, Jan. Okay, so that's a great question, and I have ruminated about this for so long, but really, it okay. How I started doing TikTok was again a
Reb,
joke. I
Reb,
start,
Reb. Be
yeah.
be ready for bashers.
Oh yeah. I
we are
I
being we are being supported in 29 countries worldwide. Prepare for the Philippines.
No, wait. It's okay. So again, I started this whole thing as a joke. I initially started doing YouTube, and then I tried gaming, right? And some of my followers, our followers, actually mine and my fiance's, they were like, do TikTok, right? And TikTok was exploding at the time during the pandemic, and everybody was doing like dance challenges. So in my head, I was always, I don't do things like that. I am I am not really a one to dance, and make that thing trend. I mean, I dance for my work because I'm a theater actor, but outside of that, I feel like, I'm a fish out of water, in that situation. So I was like, okay, I joined because I saw one video. There's one video that I watched that made me join, and it's a duet, right? It's a duet of somebody singing. I don't even remember who. And I saw that, hey, you can do duets on TikTok. I was like, maybe I can sing, so I tried it. I tried singing, and I enjoyed it. I had a great time, so really, it started with, I had a great time, so I want to do that again, right? It started with that. And then I started scrolling through my For You page, because again, this is mostly TikTok where I operate. I started scrolling on my For You page. I was like, oh my god, people are doing amazing things here. You can teach people how to cook. You can teach people how to make coffee. All these different how tos that you could only find on YouTube in a short amount of time. So that's a great selling point for me. So I was like, okay, that's an idea. But here's when the idea actually turned into something. Um, one of the not just one of the, but a lot of the students, a lot of the followers that we have are students, right? And everybody was stuck at home, having to do modules, having to do, school work from home, study from home. So everybody was getting bored, and I would do live streams before, and I would go, so how's school? And everybody would be like, kill me now, or like, I can't do this anymore, I just want to see my friends. And so that's when the thought occurred, okay, why not make learning fun again? Right? That's what I thought of. I was like,
Boom.
if I could help people, enjoy learning for the sake of learning, that's a great thing for me. That's a great thing for me, because I get to geek out over things, and then I get to share it with people, and then people all of a sudden, come over and be like, "Hey, I'm into that. So make more of that." So that's when it started. And then, to answer your final question, how do you stand out? How do you do those things? To complete that, I started with something that I love. I saw an opportunity and I took that opportunity. Though that's number two. And number three, it's such a huge advantage that I came into this as I'm gonna use a Tagalog word, tito, and that's uncle.
Uncle, all right,
That's uncle.
uncle.
Yes,
For the
that's
28
uncle.
countries.
Yes, for the 28 other countries, that means uncle.
Mm.
And in the Philippines, when you say somebody is an uncle or a tito, it means they are out of the trend. They're a little
That
older.
means we're old.
Yeah, exactly, right? So I'm a millennial. I'm in my early 30s, right? Which in this country is
Damn it,
old.
Reb. Why do you need to go that way?
I'm so
Why do you
sorry.
need to talk about age? I
Gotta
love you, man.
face it.
Continue,
Yo,
continue.
we gotta face it at some point. So I did that. So, and also my theater background made me tough. It created tough skin for me. I mean, I have to face rejection 90% of the time with my job. You come in to an audition and you don't get it, and that's
Bro,
such
90%? Did I hear?
yeah.
What? That's
Yeah.
so high.
Yeah, because it's not just theater, it's commercials, it's VTRs. That's actually what makes the bulk of it. Because if you go to a VTR and it always
Mm.
goes to somebody else, and
Mm.
it's just, that's just in my experience. I mean,
Mm.
I'm lucky because the stuff that I got were stuff that got a good amount of media attention. So that's a great thing for me, that that happened, and then I formed all the amazing relationships and all that behind the scenes. But it toughened me up. It prepared me for the world of social media. There are still surprises, of course. Like, wow, some people can really just say what they want without thinking about it, and like, really, that's what you gotta say? Okay, But and there's something that I love with Stoic philosophy. It's like, anger is best when it's delayed. So I don't comment right away when somebody says something terrible. For example, I don't comment right away. I let it pass first. And then I look at it, and then I take it as constructive. You know, it's these things. It's the knowing which noise to listen to, right? And that's the most important part, because everybody's making noise. Everybody's making noise. So if you are not going to take advice from that person, if in the real world, in a real world scenario, then why should their mean comment matter, right? That's how I stay sane. And of
Wow.
course, breaks. You gotta have a break. You have gotta
Mm.
have a break in the middle to keep it fresh. And I'm like you. I'm not after like high numbers. It's not
Yeah.
about just a follower count. I'd rather produce a video a week than a video a day,
Mm.
right? A well researched, well thought out and
Right.
thought of kind of content,
Mm.
and that has value, rather than rather than I just want to make a video for the sake of, oh, I need to stay relevant. That's not
Love that.
that's
That's a
not
hard
really.
thing to do, Reb. I mean, I do
Yeah,
get your point because we share the same philosophy, but that's it's very hard to do. It takes a lot of discipline. You need to
yeah,
tune in your mind, your soul,
yeah,
and your heart. I love that. Let me throw in a follow-up question, and then this is not in the notes, but for all the listeners and viewers out there that want to start their own brand, they want to do content creation as a full-time gig. What's your tips, bro? what is the reason why I'm excited to know those
Mhm.
powerful tips coming from you, because you are already there. Your content is a portfolio. There's a lot of gurus out there that gives us, mumbo jumbo things, but we can't see, the real thing. And here
Yeah.
you are talking about, take it easy, just
Mhm.
have a good time, love what you
Yeah.
do, and
Yeah.
take rest. Those are powerful foundations. Now, a powerful tip from you can really start something in the people that consumes this content, this podcast. And I'm excited because, the more people that can do what they love, earn, and transform their lives, the better, right?
Yeah.
So, my friend, what are those powerful tips that you can share for everyone that wants to start something new, a brand in this generation of content creation?
Mhm. I love that question. Okay. If you want to start something, there's only one thing to do: start, right? Because this is something that I always teach when I also used to teach, I still do theater and improv classes. There is this thing in your head that is telling you you are not funny. That's not going to be funny. Don't say that. That's not going to be hip. Don't do that. What will this person say? What will that person say? Okay, you got to weigh it out. What would you rather do? Would you rather start something, or would you rather keep getting bogged down by those things? Because you cannot fully judge something without throwing it out there, right? So start. That's the first thing. If you want to start something, start. Right. Of course, you can do your research. And again, also, this is a bit of personal advice for me because I'm also quite indecisive, especially when it comes to buying necessities. I'm like, but this brand is good, that brand is good. Yeah, I'm like that too. So, it's make a decision, and that decision should be start. The second advice that I can give is whatever you are feeling, multiply that by a factor of 10. That's what your audience will be feeling. So if you are feeling awkward and afraid, guess what? Your audience is going to feel 10 times more awkward and afraid, right? So it is a mental game. It is 100% a mental game. And in addition to that whole mental game, I do this trick in my head as a performer as well. I Whenever I start to get nervous, whenever I start to doubt myself, I ask myself these questions. Number one, do you know your material? If the answer is yes, then okay, that's tick one. Number two, who needs to hear this? They're out there. That's the only way I'm gonna reach them. Okay, so you gotta do it. Tick. Number three, and this is it. If that person hears it, do you think there's a chance, again, a chance, not a certainty, do you think there's a chance that it can change their day? And there's always a chance, right? From your experience about, stumbling upon random videos online, right? There's a chance that something might affect you. You just cry randomly in the middle of the day when you see, like, army fathers reuniting with their with their families, right? So there's a chance, and if there's a chance, then you ask yourself, is it worth doing? I guess so. If that's your mission, then yeah. Yeah, the answer is 100% absolutely yes.
Wow.
And finally, right, to psych yourself up, I mean, this is a massage for yourself. The audience is on your side.
Mm,
No one ever clicks on a video to see, oh, I can't wait for this person to fail. Unless, of course, you put the title fail in your, in your title. And
right.
even then, when you put the title fail, people are still anticipating for that
Mm,
result,
mm.
right? So you still have them here at the palm of your hand. So whatever it is that you do, remember, you are the one in control.
Wow. Wow,
So
Reb.
that's
I
it.
love that. I learned a lot from that also.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Thank you so much for, we start off with you sharing you as a brand, your story, and then knowledge bomb after knowledge bomb, powerful tips. Man, you are amazing. And I'm sure our
Thank
listeners
you.
and viewers are pumped up now. But, Reb, we are not done yet. All right.
All
It's
right.
time for us to play a game. It's a tradition here in the show. We call it the Creative Fast Talk. All right. I'm going to ask you questions, and you are not allowed to spend much time thinking what the right answer would be. First word that
Okay.
comes into your mind, boom, shoot.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Reb Ranger. Question number 1. Very easy. Sun or snow?
Sun.
Structured or chaotic?
Chaotic.
With that voice. Reb, love or money?
I love.
Yes,
Definitely.
you should be very careful in answering
Oh,
that.
love.
All right. If you were an animal, Reb, what animal would you be and why?
I'd be a dog because dogs are very lovable and loyal.
All right. What is the weirdest thing that is always inside your pocket when you were a kid?
Oh my God. What do you call that? We call it liquid paper. White out. There you go. White out. Yeah.
Why do you have that?
Because I would paint my nails with it and wait for it to dry and I chip it off. I don't know.
I did that
Like a
too.
de-stressing thing.
Nice. I did
don't
that
know.
too. I did
Yeah.
that too. I don't know if you guys are aware, but we do that in the Philippines before.
Yeah, we do.
I think 80s and 90s, yeah, but
Yeah.
what's with that, right? But
I
it's so soothing. It's so soothing. Guys.
Right? Oh my God. Yeah.
All right, next. Passenger or driver?
Driver.
Mountains or the beaches?
The beaches.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
Books or movies?
Oh my God. Movies.
All right. Since you
I love
answered
reading,
movies,
but movies.
we
Yeah.
have a follow-up question, Reb. Name your top 3
Okay.
films of all time.
All right. The Dark Knight with Christian Bale, Heath Ledger.
Can you see those? Can you see those?
I know. Oh my God. I just noticed. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Yeah. So The Dark Knight, that's my number 1. Number 2 is Saving Private Ryan.
Oh man. Wow.
Spielberg Saving Private Ryan. I am a war geek. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the third one is probably no, yeah, definitely V for Vendetta.
Oh.
Yeah.
Remember.
I love that.
I love that. I love the choices. Love the choices, especially the first one.
I can see it. I
All
can
right.
see it.
Next, Reb, what are you afraid of?
Dying alone.
Man, that's deep. Why?
Yeah.
I was expecting like spiders or something, but
it's my greatest fear is growing old and dying alone. That is my greatest fear in life. I am such an extrovert that if you lock me in a room, I don't know what I would do. So it's I gain strength from other people. So it's a soothing thing for me to be able to do that.
Right.
So,
okay.
That's my biggest fear in
Love
life.
that. All right. Okay. Next, Reb, what is your dream superpower and why?
Teleportation.
All right.
Because if you live in Metro Manila, you don't want to drive through the traffic, man. as part Pinoy, you know this. Teleportation for sure, bar none.
Right. Next,
Yeah.
what is the weirdest food you've tried so far?
Ooh, durian.
Man, that's not weird. For us.
Dude, I find it so. I know I'm a Filipino and I find it so weird. It's like, are you a fruit? Are you a custard? Can you decide what you are? So yeah, that's
I don't like the smell, but the taste is good. But it's
like
not
it?
in my top 5 fruits to eat. Yeah, but guys, and I have a lot of friends in the UK that says durian smells like grandfather's socks. So
they do. It does.
Yeah. But when we have a taste, but when they have the taste of it, it's a different story. So plus it looks like a deadly weapon. So
yeah, it does. Grandfather's
Love that.
wisdom, apparently, when you try it.
right. All right. This last question, Reb, can turn into something serious depending on how you take it. All right.
Sure.
If you have the power to bring back someone back from the dead, who would it be and why? Anybody.
Man, that is beautiful. For the sake of just wanting to know what other ideas he had, because he's one of my heroes, Freddie Mercury.
Ah,
Freddie Mercury is my
wow. Love
favorite
that.
singer of all time. So just to be able to see what else he has in store,
Mm,
right? Because he produced some
right.
really
Right.
crazy music, and it's just some stuff that you've never really heard of in the mainstream.
Mm. He's
He
one
was
of the
doing it.
artists that is one of a kind, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And
Like
my
him,
favorite,
Steve
yeah,
Perry, John
absolutely.
Lennon. Ah, come on.
Exactly. And you just want to see these people who just march to the beat of their own drum. And
Mm.
these are the people that change the course of history.
Yes.
These are the
Yes.
people that ask the questions. If you're asking me why, I'm gonna ask you why not. So
Mm.
that's the kind of
Love
person
that. Love that. Thank
love.
you. Thank you so much, Reb.
Thank
I
you.
I I myself enjoyed this episode. I know our listeners and viewers are very excited to download, to stream, and to start something. Reb, thank you again so much. I know you have a lot of events, social media accounts, projects. Please promote them. The floor is yours.
Thanks, Jan. First of all, I just want to say thank you to Jan for inviting me here. It's such an amazing space. Thank you for all that you do. Your show is wonderful, and to all of the listeners, you are in the right place, my friends. As for the things that I do, you can follow me on TikTok. It's at Reb Ranger. Yes, I like the Power Rangers, and I'm also at Reb Ranger on all my other socials like Twitter and Instagram. Also, I have a podcast as actually on Spotify. It's called Boom Now We Know. It's something that I need to update. Yes, but it's there. It's on Spotify, and you can listen to it right now. And also, I just want to say that to everybody and anybody who is struggling with creativity, take it easy. Take it easy on yourself. Sometimes, the more you force it, the more it's gonna run away from you. So
Mm.
let life happen to you, and then one day it's just gonna hit you. Yeah. So
Wow.
I
Again, Reb,
yeah.
powerful, powerful, powerful tips that can really change people's lives. Thank you so much. Sharing your story, giving us your values, and acting silly. Thank you. Thank you so much. Guys, please do connect with Reb. I'm sure he can help you in your journey towards success. Always remember, have a positive outlook in life, smile, and God bless. Bye.
Thank you for being with us here on the Creative Talk Podcast. I'm your host, John Santos. Don't forget to listen and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. See you again, always.